Well, gamers, Bungie kind of laid it all on the table today. They wanted to give us the new Edge of Fate and tell us what's to come with this new multi-year saga content. I was kind of blown away by that. I'm like, wait a minute, multi-year? So they're going to be having a lot of new content coming with July 15th. We're going to have the Edge of Fate, and then we go into Renegades in the winter time, and then Shattered Cycle in the summer of 2026. And then Alchemist, I was like, whoa, why are we getting all this content? Like, why are they doing this? It was good marketing by them. They're like, hey, there's more stuff coming. We're working on stuff. You're going to get 2 huge installments a year. So we're pumped for that. The 1 raid a year is a little tough, but that's okay. Anyways, I just kind of wanted to go over some thoughts and what I've seen with the trailer today and kind of fill you in on anything that you might have missed. There's a new planet to explore in the new Edge of Fate. It's called Kepler, and it's really dope. You're going to be able to turn into a little Pokeball, Sonic the Hedgehog kind of thing. It's going to be a buff on the planet where you can just roll around, go through tunnels, use cool abilities. So they kind of gave it a reason for you to be on this new planet that's going to go with the story of how the Right of the Nine is supposed to be telling us something. They're trying to bait us. Maybe they think the Guardians too powerful now. It kind of just was like overload, like information overload, but Kepler looks dope. Did I also mention that there's no more paid seasonal content, which is absolutely amazing. You get what you pay for. I think right now it's $40 for the Edge of Fate and it's $40 for Renegades. And then if you want to buy them separately, you can. And then if you want to get them all at once, you just do the $100 for the year and you get some cool pre-order bonuses. Paying for not seasonal content anymore is also a dub. Now they kind of confused me with this whole world tier thing. They talked about changing to missions, activities, more mechanics, or maybe more like negative mechanics, like every time you kill an enemy it drops a pool. I don't know if it's going to be styled like Diablo or how these world tiers are going to work out, but hopefully you just get better loot, because they did talk about a tiered armor system and a tiered weapon system. They're adding a whole bunch of new different quests and player discovered side quests. You also don't have to do a linear story. You can kind of just do whatever you like. So adding different player experiences is definitely what Destiny needs, because it's the same old, hey, log in, follow this quest, do this, straight linear, beat the campaign. Now go pick up side quests that require you to do 10 million bounties. So they're switching it up, trying to discover new secrets. So I'm down with that. Remember I was talking about that little Sonic the Hedgehog? Yeah, that's called a Matter Spark. That's the new ability that you're going to be able to transform into while you're on the new planet Kepler, and you'll be able to find secrets and do cool things with it. It kind of just reminded me of, I hate to use this reference, but it's, it's the TFD bunny. It's just kind of funny. But yeah, had to throw it out there. But yeah, it's really cool, again, that they're adding a certain ability on this new planet, so it just makes it feel like you're not just walking around doing patrols. There's a second ability that you can use. It's called Matter Morph. Pretty much how it's going to work is you have like strand abilities, but you can like use some Ermac stuff, and you can just move some stuff around, and be able to just move around and create a pathway for you to jump in or to turn into Matter Spark. Pretty much a second ability to discover secrets. Both Matter Spark and Matter Morph can be upgraded to have different functions to them, which is also amazing too, because it's not just the same boring gameplay. Lodi is a new Guardian that's in Kepler. I think it's Frostbolt. He was looking for his Nesquik. I have no clue, but I mean, come on, you see the resemblance right here. But yeah, I don't know what Lodi is going to play in this story, but it seems it's going to be definitely interesting and full of drama. So I'm in. They didn't really talk on this much, but they did say that a portal was being added to the game. Pretty much how you're just going to get to areas quicker. It's going to be the new front page of the game and the new UI, and you're just going to be able to take portals and go from one area to another. If there's any footage that they showed in the Vidoc about it, I'll let it play in the background. But again, they kind of just showed it in the new UI and said, hey, you're going to be taking portals. So I'm excited to see that. And what's nice is if you're a new player and you're doing progression through the portal, you're also going to level up. So it's like pretty much they're trying to make ways to level up easier in the game and not just have one focus. Crucible players might like this. They announced that you can just sit in the portal of Crucible and level up, which is dope because PvP players aren't forced to play PvE. They can just level up in PvP, and then when it's time to come do the raid, they're just ready to go, and they don't feel like they have to do all the PvE activities, vice versa. So that's pretty dope. Now we started getting into all these crazy difficulties. They had normal, advanced, experts, master, grandmaster, and ultimate. You're like, what? It makes sense, ultimatum in these dungeons of Right of the Nine, but you get more and more modifiers, new banes. I think they said 50 new like boons of difficulty of, a boon would be like galvanized, like, you know, or iron, you know, like a perk in the game that you see on the little nodes of like Nightfalls. So definitely bringing some diversity. Hopefully it's, you know, fun difficulty. We just need to see what the loot is for doing those crazy difficulties, right? This allows players to pretty much play the way they want. Do you want to go for the high tier loot, or you just want to chill with your friends and, you know, introduce them to endgame or make new friends in like LFG? So I think they're trying their best to kind of have us focusing on that replayability. For people that got 6 wives, 2 cats, 8 dogs, and 3 kids, and a turtle named Steve, and you just don't have 40 hours a week to play video games, they're adding quick play options, so you can just hop in, write the fun, you can matchmake with people, get your loot quicker because you only have limited time to play. But for the people that have a lot of time to play, we can solo strikes now. There's solo ops. We finally don't have to have worry about someone interrupting our bounties and getting in our way. We can just play the strike as we want. So solo ops, I'm all for it. Let's get to armor 3.0, the big change they talked about, and gear changes. There's going to be tiered system. They showed right here in the background of all these different stats of your guardian. Pretty much armor matters. I have a deep explorer helm on my Titan that is literally from Duality when it launched, because it was such good high stat artifice armor. Now I have a reason to grind other armor sets, make more builds, get these stat bonuses from the armor. We get movement, we'll get brawler, we'll get melee charges, we'll get more sprint speed. It's going to give you a reason to have a build, maybe a few armor sets. Like, hey, I need an armor set for this, and then I need an armor set for this. I want some build crafting, man. You know, I want more reasons to run different stuff, not just, hey guys, let's throw this one build on and we destroy the game. There's some people out there that like pushing their builds to the max and going for super high quad builds. Now you can go higher than level 100. You can go up to level 200 recover, level 200 resilience. We don't know the bonus you're going to get from it, but the Bungie did make it a way for us to go exceeding that 100 stat on your armor. Also, when you get these armor pieces to drop, every single piece of new legendary armor will have all energy ready to go, so you can build craft right away. And they're going to be level 11. They actually showed level 11 here, so we're actually getting an extra slot, which is amazing, because now you can run 3 level 3 mods and have that level 2 mod in there. So that's going to be amazing. Also, just tiered loot. Everything's going to, you know, going from gear stats of level 1 to level 5. So the quickest way we can get to our level 5 armor, that's what we're going to want to do. Finding out how to get that to that tiered armor, and especially these weapons. Right now we're going to show a weapon on screen of a tier 5 weapon. Look, everything's masterwork, all the perks, the origin traits, the barrels, you're giving yourself a reason to grind for that loot. I've always said that Destiny is missing that. We need to stare at the right side of our screens and get excited when stuff drops. Replayability, refactor. You need to have a reason to keep doing the loop. It's a looter shooter. That's what we need to do. When we lose that, we're like, oh boy. Let's go back to the tier 5 weapon talk here for a second. If it's a tier 5 weapon, it can have certain shaders and you can put kill effects on it. So it's like something that you could show that you earned. Again, giving you incentive to play. So they talked about an Ash and Iron release a few weeks after the Edge of Fate, and will bring Pantheon style events with it. Same for the major update in Renegade. So there's going to be like 2 sub updates in between these 2 big expansions. And when they mention like Pantheon style events, they better bring it. We need a Pantheon 2.0, man. Everyone remembers Team Clyde versus Team Sweat. We brought the hype. Damn you, Team Sweat, for winning. That's okay though. There's 2 exotic weapons in the Ash and Iron, so they'll be talking about those, I'm sure. May 9th, we're going to be getting the heavy metal launch, and it's going to replace Trials. Oh boy, we're going to miss Trials, right? And it's going to give you this new combat sparrow. They didn't really tell us what's going to be in it, but I'm pretty excited for it. Maybe we can customize it for our builds. I don't know. Maybe we could drop some ammo. Arms Week. You guys remember like the Arms Week back in D1? Yeah, that's going to be returning the week after the Edge of Fate, and they said we're going to be able to do stuff with our weapons and being able to change perks. Holy smokes, they finally listened. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the point of the video where you want to sit down, because a shooting range is finally coming to Destiny. Holy smokes, you're going to be able to load champions and practice stuff and test your builds and see how much damage you can put out. Sky's the limit, but it's finally here. They finally listened. I'm excited because I love testing to see if a weapon is better than the other, and I can see damage numbers and test it with different mods on. So man, I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time in the shooting range. Every events will have their own hollow foil style weapons. These are going to be the shinies. They're going to have certain paint on them. They're going to have certain masterworks. So these are like the shinies that they're trying to incorporate right now with Rite of the Nine. They're shinies, and they're going to incorporate these with all the events down the road. And finally, let's go over the raid date. Well, we got July 15th launch. We got July 19th raid date. I think it's going to be Saturday and Sunday so that people don't have to take Friday off work. And then Monday morning at reset, contest will go away. It's not been confirmed yet, but we'll see. I'll be doing it live, day one hype, going in, seeing what this Edge of Fate is, see who we're going to go after. I don't know, it's probably going to be some robot. Now, they did mention the Plague Lands, and I think they're trying to bait us, okay? I'm not being baited, and I'm not being baited by the community either. They can mention Plague Lands all they want, but until they say that magic word, Wrath of the Machine, I'm not taking the bait. We are not falling for that. So I know a lot of people were talking about it in chat today. When this video was going off, they're like, oh my God, they mentioned the Plague Lands. Until they say Wrath, I'm not even getting hyped because that's my favorite raid, and we'll wait and see. Anyways, just wanted to talk about everything, some closing thoughts. Everything looks good in the trailer. Everything looks good when Bungie talks about it. We need to get our hands on it. We got about 2 months till then. Is Rite of the Nine going to hold us over till then? Probably not. But hey, we can hype it up, get everybody ready, and prep for the new saga that Bungie's going to lead us into. Thanks for watching.